Good evening. I'm Julie Elliott, and this is WNSB News 12. We are coming to you live with breaking news as an arrest has been made in the ongoing case of the serial killer dubbed the Lullaby Killer. This individual has terrorized our community of Rocky Point for the last 3 months, targeting victims at the Crossroads shopping mall. Today, law enforcement officials have announced the arrest of the prime suspect in this chilling series of crimes and the end to the reign of terror. The suspect, identified as local business owner Thomas Gaynor, age 46, is currently in custody and is being questioned by detectives. While details are limited at this time, we can confirm that this arrest marks a significant milestone in our pursuit of justice for the victims and their families. As the investigation continues, authorities urge anyone with information related to this case to come forward. We will bring you more updates as this story develops. And we pull back from the TV screen. A loud snore rattles through the living room as camera pans around to a middle-aged man asleep in the worn leather recliner. A can of beer teetered dangerously on the arm in his limp grasp, and the remote control in his other hand. Another snore rips through, louder this time, startling the man awake, as the beer tips over, spilling onto the cream plush carpet. Son of a bitch, the man mutters as he pushes the thick frame glasses up to his forehead, rubbing at his sleep-ridden eyes with dirt-stained fingers. We move past him as he reaches down to snatch the beer can off the floor. Further down the darkened hall, the walls lined with picture frames. A young boy with chestnut hair and a wide grin occupying most of them, dressed in various sports uniforms. However, it's a family portrait we pause on. Posed in front of a dark blue backdrop is the man with thick frame glasses standing with his arms around a pretty woman who has a younger version of the boy with a wide grin in her lap. And to the side stands another figure, their face obscured by the glare of a light that reflects off of the glass. We follow the sound of off-key humming to the end of the hall. The same pretty woman stands amidst a painfully brown kitchen, humming along to an old country song, bouncing her hip to the beat as she stirs the meat sauce simmering on the stove. A loud thunk from above jolts her, causing her to drop the ladle, and a scowl mars her face as she looks up. Eleanor! The camera tilts up, moving through the floor to the bedroom above the kitchen. A flurry of movement as a preteen boy dodges out of the way of a pair of hands, a book, a sketchbook, in his grasp as he makes kissy sounds, mockingly. Mwah. Eleanor, if you'd like to describe the person we see and the room as we pan around in the midst of the chase.
Yeah, Eleanor is kind of short. She's a little bit thicker of a girl. She's not ugly, but she's not necessarily pretty either. She has big, thick framed black glasses and a green bob that is kind of bleached out a little too much in spots, like maybe she did it herself. The room is a mess. There's CDs and cassettes everywhere. Bands litter her walls. It's mostly like punk bands from the 70s and the 80s. There's clothes kind of thrown everywhere. She's got like an array of weird dolls and random toys that she grew up with. There's definitely a My Monster in that room. She was that girl. Yeah. Wearing just kind of like a t-shirt with like some funny saying on it or something of the like. Very simply dressed.
Your brother, Cody, holds the sketchbook just out of reach from you.
Give it back, you little shit.
What are you gonna give me?
I'm gonna give you my Doc Martin in your ass if you don't give it to me.
I don't really want that. So you're gonna have to make a sweeter offer, and he kind of dangles it in your face.
She's gonna like go to just palm him and grab the book, like palm him straight in the face.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make me a roll then.
Okay.
We're gonna do, this is pretty easy. Despite the fact that he is a preteen boy, you are still bigger than him at this point. I'm gonna have you do me a brawn check, and we're gonna make the DC 5.
Okay. That is a 10.
You just face just right on your palm. You feel like you might have hear like a little snap of his nose, and you push him away as you grab the book. What would you like to do now that you have him sort of manhandled?
Does he look like maybe I went a little too hard and his nose might start bleeding? Anything like that?
No, he's an athlete. Like, he's taken a lot of hits to the face before. This is not his first rodeo. If anything, he just looks annoyed that he doesn't have this leverage on you anymore.
She's gonna like clutch her sketchbook and shove his face the rest of the way out of the way and just start yelling, "Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Dad! Tell her to get out of my room!"
You push him towards the door, and he stumbles back. And at this point, he realizes that you did hit him in the face, and now this is the leverage he needs. As you scream for Dad, he turns around, and this sound just echoes through the house.
Shut up. What do you want? Just shut up.
I want a CD.
Which one?
I don't know, something that girls would like.
Something that girls would like? Have you even seen me lately? Do you think I listen to shit that girls would like? Hold on.
What about Priscilla? What would Priscilla like?
Are you trying to hit on Priscilla, you little twerp?
No, girls like Priscilla, like cheerleaders, you know?
Hold on a minute. And she like turns around and grabs her backpack and opens it. And she knows that she has one of Priscilla's CDs in there that she was holding on for her. She pulls it out, and I'm gonna say it's a Britney Spears banger. Yeah. I think this is like Baby Hit Me One More Time era. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here. But I want it back. That's Priscilla's. She's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. And he's gonna turn tail and run towards his room. However, you hear footsteps coming up the stairs, and they're too light to be your father's.
She's gonna shut the door and lock it.
It's like a countdown. Each step that echoes down the hall until they stop outside of your door, and the knob jiggles as your stepmother tries to open the door. Eleanor?
What? I'm getting changed.
Open this door. What were you fighting about?
Who was fighting? It was a CD that I was playing. You know that music you don't like.
Eleanor, open the door.
I mean, she's gonna like set her sketchbook in her backpack and zip it back up and go over to the door and unlock it and kind of stand there.
Now, do you look like you're about to like head out?
Yeah, I would say she's got a little bit of lipstick on. She's got her favorite necklace on. Her backpack is sitting on the bed like packed full of stuff, for sure.
You're going out?
Yeah, me and Priscilla, we're supposed to go see a movie.
Where?
The mall?
Well, and she looks unsure in this moment. Kind of a common theme since she married your father and basically established herself as the maternal figure in your life. Unsure of how to talk to you. Well, I guess be careful and be home before 12.
Yeah. I'll be fine. Can I go now?
Yes. Let your father know.
Yeah, of course.
And we pull away from the scene. Out of the bedroom where a stepmother and her stepdaughter stand awkwardly in front of each other, through the hall, down the stairs, straight out of the front door, and we zoom out. The suburban dream. A nice 2-story with neatly trimmed hedges and a cute little lawn gnome to match. The camera trucks to the house next door, identical like all of the other houses within the vivarium of the American dream. And we zoom in, moving through the window to a darkened house. The furniture looks pristine, almost unlived in, as we trail through the halls devoid of family portraits. We pass by the kitchen where the only sign of color is a bright pink sticky note stuck to the fridge, and written on it in big bubble letters is a note. Dear precious daddy, I'm going out for the night. Don't worry, I have your credit card and I'm with Eleanor. I have my beeper and I have one of those quaint little frozen dinners in the oven for you. Love ya, Priscilla. Somewhere upstairs, we hear the first sign of life. Upbeat bubblegum pop, providing a stark contrast to the impersonal dark of the house. We follow the music through the house like it's a lifeline, beckoning us closer, up the stairs and down the hall, where we come to a stop outside a door, light peeking underneath. On the other side, what do we see?
You see a room that is nothing short of the word pink. So much pink that it is almost nauseating. Fairy lights twinkle over a bed that has that big canopy, princess canopy that drapes down. The walls are littered with pictures of friends, cheer competitions, posters of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys with hearts drawn over for certain members of the groups. There is a certain distinct plastic smell. Blow-up furniture gleams in all of this pink light. There's a shag rug in the center with a big happy smiley face, a motif very reminiscent of this era. And at a vanity sits a young lady. Priscilla is long and a little bit athletic, thin, and very pretty, well groomed. She has acrylic nails with the classic French tip on them, big hoop earrings, a cute mini dress, and probably too much makeup for a girl her age. But she looks good. Her vanity mirror has pictures of herself and Eleanor together through the years, almost like a time loop of them starting as young children and up into this teenagehood, this adolescence. There's bottles of perfume and actual, Tiffany jewelry kind of littered about. And she is getting ready and checking her pager diligently.
You're finishing getting ready, and you hear a beep outside. Car horn.
She is going to grab her purse. It's actually not a purse, it's a little backpack with like little fuzzy bits to it. It's pink and it's probably about that big, and carries almost nothing for her, other than the very essentials. So lipstick, perfume, beeper, dad's credit card, a set of keys, and a Tamagotchi, which is the most important to her. She is actually looking at it and feeding it as she skips down the hall and outside.
What's the Tamagotchi's name?
The Tamagotchi name is Gilgamesh.
Of course. As you skip outside, you spy a familiar blue Acura Legend idling at the curbside. And just as you open the door, actually, you do hear another beep, as though the driver is getting a little impatient. But he spots you exiting the house, and a boy steps out of the car. tall and lanky with shaggy blonde hair that hangs in his eyes. And he grins at you as he gets out and rounds the car to meet you on the passenger side, grabbing you by the waist to pull you into a kiss if you allow it.
Oh, she does. And she kind of slings her arms around the back of his neck and squeals at this.
He deepens the kiss, you know, in a way that a slimy teenage boy will try to, in the middle of a neighborhood on a Friday night. And this is Colin. Colin is your newest fling. Perhaps the notion of a summer romance warmed you to him when his personality could leave much to be desired. Hey, baby.
I think she's like getting ready, much like Eleanor, her brother, to shove the face away, but she's... Hi!
Are you sure you don't want to come to the party tonight?
No, I promised Eleanor we're gonna go to a movie. It's gonna be fun. Girls' night.
And his hands sort of hold you limply at your waist. I mean, you could ditch small, dark, and scary and just come and hang out with me instead. Pretty please?
First of all, Eleanor is genuinely a ray of sunshine in all essence of the word. Second of all, no, there's plenty of parties all summer. I want to spend time with Eleanor.
When you mentioned that Eleanor is a ray of sunshine and happiness and sparkles and rainbows, you do not miss the slight roll of his eyes at that. And he sort of lowers his lower lip puffs out, and he's giving you wide puppy eyes. And it's maybe a little bit pathetic display of a man who's, half a foot taller than you.
I think him rolling his eyes at Eleanor, or my version of Eleanor, prompts her to kind of like boop his nose a few times as she talks. And she goes, "If you talk about Eleanor in a way that is not flattering, I'll cut your balls off."
He kind of like, not harshly or in any way, grabs your wrist, and he's like, "Fine, okay, don't talk about. All right, fine, whatever. Where is she anyway?"
She should be here any minute.
And at that moment, we pan to Eleanor's door.
I think Eleanor just got finished with working her dad for about $10 before she ran out the door. "Thanks, see you later," and like slams the door behind her. She comes bounding out with her backpack, very awkwardly comes up to the two of you. "Hi, I'm here now."
I haven't seen you in like 12 hours. I'm like so glad that you're here.
Feels like forever.
I know.
Hi, Colin.
Colin like barely gives you a nod as he wraps his arms around Priscilla's waist, kind of leaning his chin on her shoulder from behind. Are you guys ready to go now? And he sounds bored now. The charm that sort of had oozed from him like a second ago while alone with you, Priscilla, is completely gone at the sight of Eleanor.
It's a pleasure to see you too, Colin.
Yeah. Pleasure's all yours, I'm sure. Anyway.
She's just gonna let herself in the back seat and scoot in and pull her sketchbook out and start sketching in the back seat.
Do you also get in, Priscilla?
Yeah, but I think at first she sort of cuts Colin a look. I think that as sweet and kind as Priscilla is, she's very protective of Eleanor, and there is a small rage burning inside of her that is sort of reminiscent of the Antichrist, and not so much physically would he be harmed, but his reputation could be tarnished in a way that he would never return from should he cross Priscilla. And I think that she will go ahead and, after that, get into the car.
Okay. I think that there's a moment where he sort of straightens up at the look that you're giving him. as he makes his way around the car. And as you both get in, the warm, spicy fragrance of Axe body spray assaults your nostrils. A scent that should be pleasant if it wasn't currently making your eyes water at the intensity of it. Colin starts the car and switches on the radio, looking in the rear view towards you, Eleanor. You just move that shit to the side. He says, indicating to like there's like a backpack and other miscellaneous items that are scattered around the back seat, including said bottle of Axe body spray.
She when they start driving, she's rolled her window down. I'm assuming this is hand crank manual windows. She's cranked that window down, and as they drive away, she's gonna take the Axe body spray and just kind of do one of these out the window and smirk and then go back to the sketching.
I think he has, so he switches the radio on, and there's some like garage punk band that is like a poorly recorded album starts flooding through the speakers. So he doesn't even hear the tink of the can as it bounces off the pavement as he shifts into drive and starts cruising out of your suburban dreamland. The development of identical houses, all in neat little rows, gives way to winding, twisting back roads of small town America. The sun has long since settled, plummeting the world into a warm darkness of a summer night. It's almost a peaceful feeling as you watch the darkened woods pass by, seeing little dots of porch lights sprinkled throughout. The breeze from the opened windows hits your face, and the smell of the outdoors and imminent rain flooding your nostrils, giving you a reprieve from the odor of a teenage boy's car. And Colin sort of reaches down to his center console, pulling out a pack of cigarettes, taking one for himself before offering both one to you, Priscilla, and one to you, Eleanor, as well.
Is that what all the Axe is for?
Yeah, I don't want to stink up my car.
Right. She just looks down and ignores the offered cigarette.
I think Priscilla will take the cigarette and snap it in half, and then just
cigarette from his or his mouth, or
the one he offers her.
Okay. So he puts the cigarette in his own mouth. And ahead of you is a stretch of road that seems like it goes on for miles in the darkness that headlights don't reach. He throws the pack back down in the center console, and he presses the car cigarette lighter in. You know, there's this old ghost story about this road. He starts, and you don't know if it's your imagination, but it feels like the car is moving faster. You no longer see the speckles of porch lights and other signs of life throughout the trees in the woods, just darkness for miles and miles. They say if you're traveling down this road at night, you might see a woman waiting by the side of the road. And you both sort of think for a moment, no, the car is definitely speeding up. And I believe, Priscilla, you'd be able to look at the speedometer and watch as the gauge rises.
I think she'll look over to Colin. Why are you going so fast?
He glances over at you and he ignores your question. A woman dressed in all white, stranded, waiting for someone to stop for her, to help her. Faster and faster, you can feel the wind whipping against your face and hair now from the open windows. You pass a speed limit sign for 30 miles an hour and you know you're going far over that. Of course, if you do that, she'll kill you, or at least that's how the story goes.
Bullshit.
Speedometer is inching closer and closer to 3 digits, and you know there's a turn at the end of this road, a sharp one, and panic is beginning to set in for you both.
Slow down, Colin.
That just goes to show you what a lending hand does.
What the fuck is his problem, Priscilla?
I don't know. Slow the fuck down, Colin.
Do you do anything else besides yell at him?
I can't really do anything else.
And there's laughing. He's laughing as he releases the gas pedal. You can feel the car shifting down as it slows to a more reasonable speed, just as the car cigarette lighter pops out. And he lets out a laugh, kind of glancing over at you in your scared face. Oh, come on. It's just a ghost story. You guys are going to see a scary movie, right? I thought I'd get you in the mood.
That's not fucking funny.
I think Eleanor leans up between the seats. I think all this poser fucking punk rock you listen to is really starting to rot your brain, Colin.
He lights his cigarette. And Eleanor, you look in the rearview mirror and you see him looking back at you. Eyes sort of blank as he takes a drag from the cigarette and then turns up the radio.
She goes back to sketching.
What was that about, Colin? That wasn't fucking funny.
Come on, no one got hurt.
We could have.
We didn't.
And my dad would be pissed.
Well, your dad's not here.
Okay, well, he'd still be pissed.
Don't tell him then.
I think she'll sort of glance over at Eleanor over her shoulder, and it's almost pitiful and apologetic. And then she'll sort of sit back in her seat.
Is Colin still looking at her?
No, he's sort of facing the road now as the straightaway that y'all had been driving on sort of gives way to more winding roads, leading you guys out of the backwoods of suburbia.
Can I look around on the back seat back here and see if there's anything that's maybe important to Colin?
Yeah. So you look back there. His wallet's back there for one. You note that there is a backpack that seems to be full. It's full of something. There's some clothes. There's a pair of shoes back there. Deodorant stick, which clearly he probably overuses as well, given the state of the Axe body spray.
I'm gonna open his wallet. Is there any money in there?
Yeah, there's about $27.
I take all of that and I put it in my backpack. What else is in his wallet?
There is his license. There is some risky photos, little Polaroids of not Priscilla.
She's gonna take those and put those in her bag, and she's gonna take his ID and do one of these out the window while he's not looking.
Okay.
And then she's gonna fold the wallet back up and put it back down where she found it, and then she's gonna unzip the bag and kind of take a peek at what's in there.
You unzip the bag, and as you kind of you go to move the bag just a little bit to get hold of the zipper, given the state of it's a JanSport black backpack, it's stuffed full, and given how large it looks, you would have thought it would be a lot heavier, but as you go to move it, it's fairly light, and you slowly unzip the bag and you peek in, and it looks like there's just it's a black hoodie that's been stuffed in there.
Does he have any alcohol in the car back here? Since he's going to this party? Any beers, anything? Any little loose things?
Give me a brains check. We're gonna set the DC at 5.
Okay. What I need to roll. That's a 10.
You would know the one place to look on in a car for some alcohol, for some underage drinking, is probably under the back seat.
Yeah, I reach my hand. I try not to move around too much back here and make what I'm doing obvious. So I reach my hand under the seat and kind of blindly feel around down there.
You kind of like do like one of those like sweeps
Mhm.
with your hand, and you knock against what you would know is like the neck of a bottle of alcohol.
She's gonna slip that into her bag as well.
You have a large bottle of Jack Daniels.
Gross. I hate that.
Teenage boy.
All right.
Better than like schnapps or something.
I don't know. I feel like a teenage girl is way more like interested in drinking some peach schnapps over a bottle of Jack Daniels.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's all the chaos she's gonna create for now.
Priscilla, anything you would like to do as you continue the drive now in a bit of an awkward silence?
No, I think she's scowling and like sitting with her arms crossed and just is like mad and like fidgeting with like the door.
I think I want you to make me a charms roll.
Okay. I can do that. Mayhap.
We're gonna set the DC at we're gonna do 8.
Can I just half this
Yep.
then? Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
just do that and make it
Yep.
because that'll be 10.
So you're kind of pouting, upset clearly with the behavior. And it's about 6 minutes go by of your silence. And I think that Colin is probably used to I would imagine that Priscilla's a little bit chatty. She likes talking, she likes yapping.
Oh yeah.
And I think your silence and your lack of any sort of conversation is sort of like edging away at him. And he reaches a hand over to sort of grasp your like hand in your lap. And he'll kind of turn to you. I'm sorry, okay? It was a bad joke. Bad prank.
I think to counter the doe eyes or wide puppy dog eyes he gave her earlier, she gives him big, wide doe eyes and almost looks like her eyes are going to well up with tears. I think Eleanor seeing this would know that Priscilla is a master at doing this look.
Come on, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do for you to forgive me? You wanna go out to dinner tomorrow night? What do you wanna do?
Yeah. Somewhere nice.
Okay. No fast food.
No fast food. And I don't know, maybe a bracelet or something nice.
Well, I start my summer job next week, so give me like 2 weeks to get the paycheck.
Okay, fine. You have 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then she'll lean over to whisper to him, and you have to be nice to Eleanor all summer.
I will be nice to her if she is nice to me.
Like really nice.
I'm driving you guys to the mall, aren't I?
Okay, fine.
I'll be your personal chauffeur all summer.
Okay, fine. Deal.
And he'll sort of lace his fingers with yours as you continue the drive. The rest of the ride is sort of made in silence with Eleanor in the back, pilfering things from the back seat.
Throwing things out the window. Maybe she finds like a pair of underwear or one sock, not both, just one sock, and throws it out the window.
It's a little
Monster.
crusty. I don't know that you want to touch that sock.
She picks it up with like something else in the car and throws them both out the window. She's leaving a breadcrumb trail back to the
Trail down
house.
the highway.
I love that.
Fuck this guy. She hates him.
The back roads give way to civilization, and you spot the Crossroads shopping mall, the neon sign like a beacon of hope to save you from this car ride. Colin pulls swiftly into the parking lot, which is nearly empty, gliding to a halt at the main entrance of the mall where you see several people exiting, having apparently finished their shopping for the night.
Well, thanks. And then I think she'll kiss him on the cheek. She does not mouth kiss him in front of Eleanor.
Now, does Eleanor get out of the car first, or does Priscilla?
I think Eleanor gets out of the, like, she is just dying to get the fuck out of this car. She instantly is out, walking to the front, and she'll stand and wait for Priscilla, like, at the glass doors, basically.
The car didn't even come to a stop, and Eleanor is out of the door.
Bye-bye.
So Colin sort of flicks the nub of his cigarette out of the window. And as you go to give him a kiss on the cheek, he kind of grabs your hand. Last chance to come with me.
I'm not going to that party, Colin.
Thought I would try.
Have fun, and I'll have fun.
All right,
And then
I'll see you tomorrow.
You'll take me to dinner tomorrow. Excellent, great.
A nice Italian place. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you have to dress nice.
I'm not wearing a tie.
Okay, well, a nice shirt.
A button up.
Deal.
Fine.
And she'll kiss him on the lips this time before getting out. And
He there's like sort of a grin on his face, almost like he's won some sort of battle in his own head as you kiss him on the lips.
And Priscilla will skip to the loo to Eleanor.
He lets go of your hand, and as you close the door, he peels out of the parking lot, and his taillights sort of disappear from view into the darkness of the night. And you go to meet Eleanor at the entrance.
I think when you walk up, Eleanor's got like her backpack kind of like weighing down one shoulder, and she's like clutching the sketchbook in the other. Why do you date that guy? He's such a dick, Priscilla.
He is, but he's got a car. One. Good point, right? Two. I don't think you really want to know two.
I'm pretty sure his car could be labeled as a toxic environment. The amount of body spray in there was... I could taste it, you know?
You get used to it after a while. Really, you do. But it runs. So it gets us places for now.
Oh. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna start there, okay? We will start there. I'm really sorry. I had to use your Britney Spears CD as a bribe early. I'll get you a new one. It just so happens that I may have came into a little bit of money this night.
Well,
So maybe we can stop at Sam Goody and grab you a new one. Or after the movie. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm more confused as to what the bribe was for and who it was with. I can only imagine.
Fucking Cody. He was being a little shit, and I may or may not have bombed him in the face for it. Of course, he instantly called for fucking Carol, so.
Such a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, fine. If it's a war against Cody, then
Yeah.
I can understand.
Well, I don't want fucking Carol down my throat, okay?
Yeah, it's understandable. But I'll do you one better. You might have come into a little bit of money. And then Priscilla is going to open up her tiny little backpack and procure the holy grail of plastic. I have the black card. We can buy the whole mall if we want. We can't. Really, we can't. But we can. But we can't.
Hell yeah. But I'm
He's not
buying
doing
you
that.
that CD, and it's on me.
Fine. Fine. And I think that I think that Priscilla's love language is gift giving. And she feels weird about receiving gifts from Eleanor. Not to say that Eleanor is a poor, but Priscilla's father is very successful.
I will say that you would know that you live in a very, very nice house, Priscilla. A very nice house that your father affords on one salary, and even then, that barely makes a dent. You know that Eleanor her father works construction, and her stepmother also has a job, and it's a little bit of a struggle month to month.
Yeah, I think that she feels weird about Eleanor spending money on her, and is insistent a lot of the times. And I think that you see the wheels turning. Well, if you buy me a gift, I'll buy you 2 gifts. 3 gifts if you want. Plus popcorn and drinks and
We
candy.
have to have munchies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry he's a dick.
I just worry about you. You know, I don't think he's right for you.
He's for the summer, if that. Let's be honest. People like Colin, they don't have really the ability to keep up with somebody like me. He might be cute and he might have a car, but he also reeks.
He's the kind of guy who peaks in high school, Priscilla.
Yeah, and that's not us. We're not peaking. Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
You wanna go inside?
I am so excited to see this movie.
I know. It's like us.
It is.
Except not.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we watch it.
We'll find out, I guess. Plus, maybe there's somebody cute working at the concession stand.
Yeah, maybe. You can see she like very visibly tenses up. You've never seen her like flirt with a guy or like really call a dude cute unless he was some like dude in a band that's dead now.
I feel like it's Priscilla's side quest to find her, or to find Eleanor a beau. Some sort of fling, something, anything. Plus, when we go to college, you know, you have to meet somebody sometime.
Are you still on about that college thing?
Yeah, we're gonna go to college and we're gonna be roommates, and then we're gonna live next door to each other after we graduate. We're gonna have the same job together. Obviously.
You see, she's like doing this and looking at the door behind her. I think we should just go inside. We're gonna miss the movie.
Ah, shit, you're right. Let's go.
At Eleanor's insistence, you all make your way through the threshold, and the mall is like an oasis in suburbia. A spacious atrium with a soaring glass ceiling greets you. Polished floors gleam under the ambient warm lighting, reflecting against the railings that line the staircases leading to the upper levels. Large potted plants and a decorative fountain are the centerpiece of the lobby. Off either side are brightly lit storefronts with bold, colorful displays showcasing the latest fashion trends, neon signs for sales and promotions. Despite all of this, though, the mall is nearly empty. Only a few people milling about, making their way towards the exit or simply window shopping on their way. You know you still have about an hour before the movie starts, and there are several areas that might draw your attention. There is Sam Goody, a record store where you can pick up the Britney Spears album. There's a food court, an arcade, as well as several clothing stores. So these all look like they might be closing within the next hour. So
I think Eleanor's instantly gonna point out Sam Goody. First stop? I mean, it's right there.
Well, Sam Goody, and I think that Priscilla's gonna point to the food court. She's an athletic girl. She has an insatiable appetite, I feel. Odd how much food this woman can put away, this girl can put away.
This is also probably why Eleanor is kind of chubby, because she's not an athletic girl, but she eats with you all the time.
I think that Priscilla like zeroes in on like the Chinese place at the food
there's
court.
definitely there's like a Panda Express.
Yeah. Lo mein. Okay. Sam Goody. Then lo mein.
Yeah, of course.
So you make your way down the length of the mall towards Sam Goody. And when you go in, you're greeted by only one employee. It's late at night. They don't need a whole lot of employees. It is a guy who's a little bit older than you both. You might recognize him. He was a couple of years ahead of you. He's graduated. Long dark hair, bright blue eyes, lip piercing, dressed in baggy clothes, kind of just like the type of dude that looks like he would probably be working in like a music store or something, like a record store. And he looks up as you guys walk in, and he just gives you a sort of very generic welcome in.
Hey. He's cute.
Yeah, he's a cute guy.
I think that as they walk in, Priscilla's like elbowing Eleanor and giggling.
Yeah, this one too?
Yeah, why not?
Whatever makes you happy, Priscilla.
No, I mean for you, isn't he's pretty cute, you know?
I don't. She kind of like gives him like a very scrutinizing eye. He looks like his favorite band might be Korn.
You don't have to listen to music with him. You just can just boink him.
Boink him?
You know.
Jesus. I think I'm gonna pass. Not really my type. You know, I'm more of like the intellectual, non-poser.
Maybe he's smart. You don't know. Don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah. Let's go find that Britney Spears record.
Okay. And I think that Priscilla is a little bit easily distracted. But she follows you along in the Sam Goody.
I think that Eleanor, when she goes to the mall, she lives at the store, so she knows exactly where she's going to find things. And she just beelines right over to the pop and in like a couple seconds has the CD pulled out.
I think Priscilla sees it and does one of these, oh, my replacement Britney Spears CD. Why does he want the Britney Spears CD anyway?
He said he wants some music that cool girls like Priscilla listen to. I think Cody has a crush on you.
Gag me.
Yeah.
That. Gross.
Totally disgusting.
He's a total worm.
Yeah, but you know, he did like eat a good chunk of my palm, so that was fun. I think I almost made him bleed. Carol would have fucking killed me though.
Ugh, I can do it.
Sure, you can suffer her wrath. It's perfect. The perfect son and the perfect house and the perfect husband and the perfect job and everything's perfect.
Maybe we should also make her nose bleed.
That's a really nice thought.
I've been practicing my high kicks. They're really high now.
I don't know how you make your body do that.
Sometimes I think it might be magic.
All right, I'm gonna buy you this CD.
Okay.
But you're not gonna make me learn any more of these fucking dances. I'm not 10 anymore, Priscilla.
Who am I going to practice them with then? Tell me.
God damn it.
That's what I thought, Eleanor.
This is really embarrassing for me. You know this, right?
I think you secretly like it.
It goes against my moral code of not being a poser.
I don't think it makes you a poser when your friend is making you do it. I can hold a gun to your head if you want.
It's kind of poetic.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like Britney Spears would want it that way.
She truly is the patron saint of commercial success.
I think that's ABBA, but okay.
Who's ABBA?
Right, exactly. And she's gonna start making her way up to the front counter with the CD.
As you make your way up, given that you have frequented this store, you don't normally pay attention to the employees of this store. However, that doesn't mean that they don't pay attention to you. And as you come up to the counter and lay the CD on the counter, the boy, the man who you look at his name tag and it says Ian, he looks down at the CD, looks back up at you, looks down again. Are you sure?
It's not for me. It's for her. And she does one of these.
I think if you look back, Priscilla's just excited, like total puppy girl, like, yeah, it's for me.
He like looks over Eleanor's shoulder and okay, that actually makes more sense then.
Totally.
Do you want like anything? I got like, we have some other stuff if you're interested. There's this like really cool like a song called Possum King is by Toadies. It's pretty cool if you like it, you know.
That does sound pretty good. You don't happen to have any of those bootleg cassettes you've had on occasion, do you?
What are you looking for?
I don't know, something old, maybe some Addicts.
He kind of, there's like, he's been a little bit monotone this entire time. But when you mention Addicts, there's like a little bit of he lights up a little bit. He gets a little bit more perky. Yeah, give me a second. Let me go check the back. And he disappears off into one of the little employees only back section of the store.
I think Priscilla leans up against the counter. So how's our poser boy?
Shut up, Priscilla.
Does he maybe have some credibility?
Look, he sometimes has some cool bootlegs of stuff that I otherwise can't find inside of a stupid mall store like this. And seeing that we live in the middle of fucking nowhere, the only other way that I'm going to get any of this is mail order catalog. And my dad's not letting that happen. So I'm just doing my best.
So you have connection.
Yeah, of sorts.
A musical connection.
Why are you trying to make this something it's not? He doesn't want anything to do with me.
I don't know.
You hear the door open and Ian comes back in and he's got a couple of cassettes in his hands. He's like, yeah, here's the this is one. Here's a couple of other ones I think that you might like. You know, just you can give them a listen. If you don't like them, just toss them. It's fine. You know, if like you want, we could like, you know, if you're free one night, you know, we could go to my house. I have a pretty good sound system, so
I think this will be it.
Oh, he kind of looks taken aback. Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. It's that'll be like $23.96.
She's gonna pull out the $27 from her bag and put it on the counter and just keep it.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, cool. You guys have a nice night. And he looks at Priscilla almost like
you're like
not quite understanding the thumbs up given what just happened to him.
You're like a human Columbia House. Pretty cool. Thanks, Ian.
Yes, see ya. Girl with the cool hair.
I think Priscilla is gonna stand by and she's got a little chin on the counter. I'm working on her. Don't worry about it. And then she'll
It's tough one to crack.
Don't worry about it. It's cool. And she'll follow Eleanor out of the store.
Where are you guys heading? You're heading for Lomain?
Lomain. Is there a Sbarro in this food court?
There is definitely a Sbarro.
Yeah.
But it's like it's late at night, so they only have like the kind of they only have cheese pizza left and it's a little stale.
Perfect.
So that's your thing.
She's gonna look at Priscilla. Okay. Sbarro, you're getting lo mein. Meet you in like 5 at our table.
Okay. Our table. I feel like they have a table that is like next to a window for ample people watching.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know that Eleanor likes to draw people out in the wild. That's like a thing for her. She will just sit with her sketchbook and like draw like strangers nearby. So she's definitely a big people watcher.
So there is the tables of the food court are these white metal, very uncomfortable tables, and there is one that is sat next to one of the railings that overlooks the lobby of the mall. So you can see sort of the last remainder of the people sort of milling about.
Beautiful. I think then, yeah, Priscilla's quick to go get lo mein, just a pile of lo mein.
Yeah, when you go there, there's like a teenage boy, just acne-ridden face, looking like he wants to be anywhere else but here. And when you request just an entire container of lo mein, he looks at you and he goes, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, I'm super sure.
That's a lot of lo mein.
I really love lo mein.
It's really heavy in the stomach.
No, not so much. You gotta carb up before you work out.
Oh, I don't
That's
do
what my
that.
dad says.
He says as he loads.
She kind of like looks him over. Is he like a scrawny kid?
No, he's a little pudgy. He's a little heavy set, acne, glasses. You might recognize him. He's probably a year under you.
What is the name of our school?
It is Rocky Point High School.
Okay. You go to Rocky Point High, don't you?
Yeah, you're Priscilla.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, like most people know you, so
Wow.
yeah, you're like a cheerleader, and
Yeah.
cheerleaders are popular, and yeah.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Scott.
Scott, it's great to meet you. Thank you for
Yeah,
providing me my lo mein.
you're welcome. And he feels like he's doing you a great service as he hands you the lo mein.
It's like fucking Excalibur being handed over. Angels are singing. And I think that like in true 90s fashion, her eyes like glimmer like an anime.
Mhm.
It's like, oh. And she goes to their usual table.
Eleanor, you go to the Sparrow, and there's an employee that you recognize there. She is in some of your art classes. Her name is Cassidy. And she kind of, "Hey, Eleanor."
Big house.
Usual.
Yep. All the packets of parm, of course, as always.
Yeah. And she'll go and she'll take like probably like the last remainder of a cheese slice and throw it into the warmer. What movie are you guys going to see tonight?
The Craft.
Oh, I've heard that's really good.
Pretty excited. Yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, Bruza Bulk, can't really go wrong there. She's pretty hot, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So can I get like an extra large soda, but maybe leave me a little room in there?
Just feel like, what do you got?
I stole some Jack from Priscilla's boyfriend. Colin, you
Oh,
know
that
him, right?
Douchebag? Ugh.
Such a fucking douche.
Worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll go and she'll pour you a nice extra large cup of Coke with a little bit of room in it, and then as she slides that over to you, she slides over a smaller cup of her own. I won't charge you.
Cool. Yeah. She like puts her backpack on the thing and like unzips it a little and unscrews the cap and kind of like tilts her backpack to pour like the cup for Cass.
I didn't know
The,
backpacks could pee.
Go piss, girl. You hear the little ding as the warmer sort of goes off, and Cassidy takes the little cup that you had just poured most graciously into, and she tosses it back in one swig, crumples the paper cup, and throws that into the garbage as she goes and gets your pizza for you, handing it to you in the little plate. Anything else?
I think I'm good. Thanks, Cass.
Yeah,
You're a fucking champion.
Watch out for that janitor. He's been giving me weird looks recently.
New guy?
No, he's been here for a while, but he only works the late shifts.
What's he look like?
Tall, old, really old. He's like pushing daisies.
I think I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. I guess a
just
weirdo.
He keeps staring. He's got a staring problem. I think like I have something, like I got a booger or something, and I'm like self-conscious the entire time.
My God, what a freak.
Yeah, I don't know. So just be careful, because like, you know how people are, especially with the fucking serial killer thing going on. Crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. What the fuck is with that?
I don't know. Have you ever met Thomas Gaynor? He was like such a nice dude. It's so weird.
Would she have met him?
Yes, you would have. Thomas Gaynor, you would know, owns the Primetime Sports store in the mall. He's a big sports guy. He's a very big supporter of like all of like the local like teams, even like the little league teams. Always shows up for the games. You might have met him if you were dragged to one of Cody's games in the past. Just like a super nice guy. So it's very weird that he's being accused of this crime.
What's the deal with all that? I mean, I kind of catch things here and there, but I'm not really a news girl. My dad just always has the news on the TV. Does the news really just like run all fucking day?
All day. I mean, working in a mall is basically like just being at a news station, I imagine, just because everyone's just been yapping the entire time. Apparently, they arrested him at his house because they had found some like stuff, you know, like maybe like a murder weapon. They found some like a sweater from one of the victims in his store after receiving like an anonymous tip or something. So that store's like locked down. You can't get into it. It's like Fort fucking Knox.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
totally
I guess
weird.
It's good they caught him. Like now we don't have to. Our summer's not ruined, at least. My mom wasn't gonna let me come to work.
I mean, I've been around that guy a ton. You know, Carol and Cody, and my little brother is an athlete, so we pretty much live in that world for him. Yeah, I try to escape it as much as humanly possible. Well, unsettling.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cass.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. She's gonna collect all of her things, and she has like a stack of like the Parmesan packets that she's just slipped into a pocket.
I think Cassidy probably just like dumped like the little container that they're in, like she just dumped it onto the tray for you.
And she's gonna come and like drop her plate down and just drop into the seat across from Priscilla. So I have a little surprise for us.
Is that so?
Yeah. And when she had poured the Jack into Cassidy's cup, she would have also filled the remainder of her large soda. And she kind of like presses it and like slides it across the table to you. Take a drink.
She's gonna take a nice It's whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Colin won't miss it. Colin won't miss it.
Did you root around in the back seat of Colin's car?
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't let wild animals into your back seat.
She kind of thinks for a moment and sort of weighs. Nah, you won't miss it.
Might stink a little bit too next time you see him.
Why? What'd you do?
I may have tossed that horrible Axe body spray out the window.
Honestly, I think it's kind of an improvement. I'd rather take cigarette smoke over that.
Yeah, it's like aerosol poison, I'm pretty sure.
It's oppressive.
Very much so. Why do you guys think that smells good? I don't get it.
I think if they just sprayed a little.
I think if they just took a
spritz.
bath.
That too, but just 1-2 spritz. And then that's it. Like, Daddy always smells nice to me. Because he just a spritz of his cologne, but it's also not like an aerosol version of whatever I think death would smell like.
Do you know how weird that sentence sounded?
What?
You're such a daddy's girl.
I love my dad.
Yeah, I know.
My dad also loves you.
What's it like having a parent that pays attention to you?
I haven't seen him in a few days, but I think good. What's it like having a mom?
Honestly, I'd rather if she were dead. I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, that
really.
was a really dick thing to say. I just, you know,
A little bit.
I could do better without her. I feel she's just always trying to be my friends or trying to find a way to connect with me, and it's just weird. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand Carol.
I think you see like a softness in Priscilla, but she doesn't say anything to you. I think she wants to sort of admonish you a little bit, but she bites her tongue and she just pushes the drink back to you. Have a sip.
She takes a sip and makes a face. She doesn't really drink, nor have you ever seen her really drink much whenever presented with it. So this is kind of like, she's like the bad girl without really doing many bad things other than listening to punk rock and maybe not doing so hot in class all the time because she's too busy doodling. But yeah, she takes a little sip and like makes a face. This tastes like shit. Can you tell him to start buying like Zimas or something?
I finished off the last of Dad's Zimas.
Yeah, well, they actually taste good. So
Yeah. I imagine Eleanor and Priscilla have spent many a night stealing Zimas from Priscilla's dad.
Mm-hmm. And your dad knows. But he'd rather you do it in the house, you know?
he's a cool dad.
Yeah, he's a cool dad.
He's a cool dad. You both are sort of so into your conversation that you don't notice the person walking up to you until their ass has been firmly planted on the table in front of you. Hey. And you look up and it is Katie, who you would all know as your former best friend. And also a cheerleader on your squad, Priscilla.
Hello, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
What are you losers doing?
What does it look like we're doing? We were eating until your ass now has firmly planted itself here, and suddenly I feel this loss of appetite.
Don't
Oh my
you have
God,
some
Priscilla.
other air to pollute?
No, this seems like a good spot for me, actually. What are you guys up to? You gonna go see a movie? Having your little movie night?
Are you feeling nostalgic, Katie?
Oh,
Maybe
always when I see you too.
Maybe a
It
little
makes me
left out.
queasy. No. I'm actually heading to a party. I'm just waiting for my ride.
Oh, who's that? The Headless Horseman? Do your cloven hoofs not carry you so far?
No, unfortunately, I like to be
Mm.
carried. You know, since I'm the flyer for the cheerleader, since I'm the tiniest.
Yeah, yeah, I bet you do need to be carried through a lot in life.
And she then ignores you all as she pulls out a phone, and T9 texting on this Motorola. Still firmly planting her ass in front of you.
Hey, Katie,
Yeah.
leave.
Is she sitting on the table?
Yeah, she's sitting on the table.
I think when Priscilla says that, Eleanor's gonna go, oops, and knock the drink and let it just like crack open on the table.
Whoopsies.
She's gonna jump up. Jesus, Eleanor, what's your problem?
Oops.
So clumsy.
So clumsy.
So clumsy.
You two will never change, huh?
Neither will you, Katie. That's
Still
why we don't want to be your friend anymore. Yet you seem to buzz around like a gnat. I can't quite swat you away.
Smells like desperation.
Truly. Smells like shit. You smell like shit, Katie.
She's going to text something. And then she'll turn back. Don't worry, I'll tell Colin you said hi. And she will flout off.
Does she not realize that I'm bigger than her? And that I could drag her through that locker room and nobody see us while I beat the brakes off of her?
As you're both sitting there, you hear almost like a creaking. And you look over and you see a tall, almost lurch-like man who kind of moves a little bit stiffly. You suspect that maybe he might have like a bum leg or something, the way that his gait is. And he's pushing a bucket and a mop towards you all. You note that one of his eyes looks a little clouded over as though he might be like blind in it. And he will come over very slowly. It's almost excruciating to watch as he dips the mop into the bucket and then slaps it on the floor where the Coke and the whiskey is beginning to spill over the edge of the table. And he is wordlessly mopping up the mess that was made.
I think you'll look over to Eleanor and see that she's already got her sketchbook open and she's like furiously sketching.
I think Priscilla's gonna want to hold this guy's attention then, so Eleanor has a chance to like really get into it. I am so sorry about that.
It's all right.
I don't know if we've ever met. What is your name?
William.
Is that like a family name?
It's my first name.
What's your last name?
He looks at you. And it's a little unnerving, because you don't really know what I look at.
First.
Are you writing a book?
No, I just like to know who I'm talking to. But you know, William's good. William's perfectly fine. You just seem like a nice man.
Lift your trays, please.
Oh, okay, no problem. And I think that Priscilla does both the trays at the same time.
He slaps the mop down on the top of the table and it splatters on you both.
Oh.
Hey, look what you're doing, freak.
Sorry about that. And he'll just slowly drag the mop, leaving a weird soapy Coke whiskey residue as he dumps the mop back into the bucket and then begins to shuffle away again.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Cass was telling me about him over at Sabaro. She said that she's caught him like staring at her lately.
Two eyes are a little
Something seems
unnerving.
off about him.
Yeah. Who mops a table?
That fucking guy, I guess.
That's so weird.
Totally weird. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe when you're that old, like, you just can't bend to wipe a table?
I don't want to ever become that old.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I think I've lost my appetite.
Wow, that must have really hit you.
Yeah, it was horrible. Don't worry, it'll come back when we get to popcorn and candy again.
Yeah, gotta have the movie munchies.
Yeah. Gross. And then I think Priscilla just picks up her tray and like starts going towards the trash can to dump it.
Very sadly.
It's so sad. I wanted my lo mein. She looks over at Scott like apologetically.
Scott just gives you a
I would like to use my intuitive ability.
okay. Tell us what that does.
First off, did we start off with adversity tokens or
You start with 1.
with 1? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then anytime you did fail a roll, so you failed your roll with the 1, so you add an adversity token, so you should have at least 2 now.
Okay, cool. So intuitive may spend 1 adversity token to ask the GM about your surroundings, an NPC, or the like. The GM must answer honestly.
Okay.
So I would like to ask if I notice anything maybe out of the usual, anything odd about this janitor.
I mean, besides his whole demeanor, which is a little weird, when he was cleaning the table, he didn't actually look in your eyes, which is weird because Cassidy did tell you that he was like had like a staring problem, but he didn't even look up to stare at you, to look at either of you. He just did his job, or at least did it as well as he wanted to do it, and was on his way. You do note he moves a little bit stiffly. Like I said, he's got that like sort of limp to him. It looks like maybe his right leg, there might be an issue there, some sort of ailment. Older gentleman, wasn't wearing like a ring or anything on his finger, so you could probably assume unmarried. Obviously works the late shift. You've never seen him before, since kind of frequenting the mall. Although you guys normally don't really go to a whole lot of late night movies, surprisingly.
Okay. After kind of stopping and staring at him for a minute, she's gonna pack up her sketchbook into her bag and stand up and grab her tray and follow Priscilla over to dump the tray.
Where would you guys like to go? You still have, I would say, probably about a half an hour until the movie. You know, there's an arcade, there's some clothing shops. You guys could just sit and watch as the last kind of remainders of the people leave the mall.
Did we see the direction in which Katie was going?
She looked like she was sort of heading downstairs towards the lobby. The food court is on the second floor, so it looks like she was heading down the stairs that you guys had gone up to get to the food court, towards the exit of the mall.
Is she like clear gone? Like there's no finding her now?
If you look over the railing, you will not see her.
Okay.
She did say she was waiting for a ride.
Eleanor.
Hmm?
Do you mind if we just peek outside just for some quick reconnaissance?
Sure. You want to stalk somebody?
Yeah, I want to see who the hell Katie's getting picked up by. And if it's Colin.
Oh. Yeah.
Excellent. and she's gonna boot scoot and boogie down. Because she mentioned saying hello to Colin for her, and she mentioned getting picked up, and Colin was just there.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys attempting to be sneaky about this as you go? I will say the doors to the outer, the entrance to the mall, like they're those clear glass, transparent. You're able to see out into it, but that also means that people can see in.
I think I'd like to be a little sneaky.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll me a. We're gonna do a flight unless you can argue another stat to use. You could argue like brains if you think that you would be able to think of a better hiding spot, kind of like intellectually figure that out rather than being sneaky physically.
I mean, there's a whole lot of brains in Priscilla.
Love that in a woman.
So are there any shops? Because we're upstairs right now, right?
Yes, you're upstairs. However, you're not going to be able to see the entrance, so you'd have to go downstairs. But there are shops that sort of line the entranceway, and then they branch out either side of the mall.
Do those shops have windows that look out?
They do. One does, yes.
I think Eleanor is going to point this out to Priscilla. If we went into Bed Bath & Beyond, then she probably wouldn't see us through those windows, as opposed to just kind of standing at the entrance. That might be a little bit obvious, Priscilla.
That's true. And then we can use the sugar scrub, like the hand wash sugar scrub at the sink that they have in there.
Yeah.
Afterwards. I love a good exfoliating before.
I like to just go around and spray all the bottles until it smells like vomit.
Okay, but can you wait until after I'm done with washing my hands with the sugar? Because I really like doing that. I like that they have a sink that's available for us to use.
Yeah, of course. You can wash your hands first.
Excellent.
You both make your way down to the Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body Works, yes.
Bath
sorry.
and Body Works.
I don't know why I was thinking Bed Bath Beyond.
I knew what you meant.
I knew there was a bath in there.
Yeah.
You make your way down to the Bath and Body Works. As usual, when you walk into that establishment, there are two employees who are on your ass. Hi, can we help you with anything tonight? Do you want to try some free samples? We have some. You can just feel free to peruse the fragrance, the scent.
We're just looking.
We have a new seasonal one out. It's Ocean Breeze for the summer.
She gets really, really close to this woman. Your mind control doesn't work on me.
She blinks at you. Are you sure I can't offer you? We're doing a buy two get three free deal.
No. You're like a robot or something programmed by Big Brother to kill us all with your poison spray.
She takes the spray that's in her hand and just spritzes it.
Where's the Japanese cherry blossom?
Oh, it's right over there. And she'll like guide you over.
She walks the opposite direction.
You guys are perusing through, and you know that there are the windows there. So the windows have like those advertisements that are like partially covering, but there's still about like 3-4 inches that you can like kind of peek out of as you see Katie standing on the curb, clearly waiting for someone, as she has her head's down. She's texting, just seems to just always be texting. Who is she texting? It's so weird. Who are you in such frequent contact with? And then you will wait a couple of minutes, I imagine, just pretending or actually spraying.
I feel like we're spraying things at each other as a fun game.
I think Eleanor has her sketchbook out like usual, and she is sketching Katie standing there And if you looked over Priscilla, you would see that she's giving her like the dumpiest, like soggiest wet butt.
Yeah, is her butt still wet?
Oh yeah, you can see there's like a little like stain because it's like Coke. It's like a brown stain.
I think that Priscilla like relishes in this as she's like watching.
And you will watch as a blue Acura Legend comes pulling up to the curb.
I think she will grab Eleanor's arm and shake her violently.
You watch as Katie gets in
Let's
and
go,
the
Scar.
car zooms away.
That was God's car! That was God's car!
I told you he was an asshole.
I'm paging him. I'm paging him right now.
I mean, what's it gonna change? An asshole's an asshole. He's just a summer guy, right, Priscilla? Doesn't matter.
But two-timer. A two-timer. On me. I'm me.
Yeah, well, he's scum.
All
But
right.
you know what? Instead of paging him, why don't you just pretend like you don't know anything? We have the whole summer to think of a way to come up with getting back.
Senior year will be nothing for Colin. He will be nothing. I have to wash my hands over this. And Priscilla immediately goes for the sink in the Bath and Body Works.
The pictures that I got out of his wallet. Do I recognize any of those girls?
So it's all of the same girl, and you do recognize the bleach blonde hair as Katie.
She kind of sidles up to you at the sink station and look, I didn't want to say anything earlier because you said he was just a summer boy, but I think maybe you could find something creative to do with these, seeing that they're both horrible people. And she's gonna pull the pictures out and like kind of hand them to you, but like face down because she's not trying to show the AI working at Bath and Body Works.
Her name's Tracy, by the way.
Of course, her name is Tracy.
Does she also work at a bank by chance?
No,
Does she
that's
have
her twin. That's her twin sister, Stacy.
I see. And I think you see like Priscilla vigorously washing her hand with a sugar scrub. It's warm vanilla, in case you were wondering.
Of course it is.
And like just vigorous washing, and then finally she like rinses her hands and dries it off, and then she'll take the pictures and look and put them back down.
I found him in his wallet. Along with that $27 that I used to pay for CDs.
Why did he have them in his wallet?
I don't know, it's weird. Why is he hanging out with Katie?
More importantly, what lies can I spread about this? Maybe
I
we
don't
both
know.
have crabs.
Doesn't your dad have one of those big copy machines at his work?
He does. And I have the key to his office.
I'm an artist.
That you are. That you are. Alright. We've got work to do. How much time do we have left before the movie?
I would say you have about 20 minutes before like previews are going to start to roll.
Yeah. Alright. We go watch the movie. We think really hard on how we can ruin Katie's life. And then, in turn, ruin Colin's life.
Maybe the movie will give you some inspiration,
Maybe. I don't know, because, Priscilla's never seen The Craft. She has no idea what it's about.
Lazy.
Crazy.
So I'm assuming you guys will leave Bath and Body Works. Tracy is still like talking to you as you guys are actively walking out. And as you walk out, the hair on the back of your neck sticks up. And there's the unmistakable feeling of being watched that sort of buzzes in your head. And for whatever reason, you instinctively look up towards the third story overlook, where you see a figure shrouded in black, standing alone amidst the darkening corridors of the shopping center. There's ambient pink light from the storefronts on the third floor that sort of form an oddly sinister backdrop to this figure. You can't see their face, but you can still feel their gaze, and it turns your stomach. And then there's the sound of metal scraping against metal that causes your head to whip around. And you watch as a young man with a mop of curls and braces grinds down on the railing with his skateboard. There's a wide grin on his face as a heavyset man in a mall security guard uniform chases after him, puffing and puffing, yelling expletives the whole way. You watch as the boy and the security guard disappear around the corner, but you can still hear the shouting and the laughter echo through the empty mall. And when you look back up at the third story, the figure is gone, as though they were never even there to begin with.
Did you see that?
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know. I'm a little weirded out. You heard about that shit? That guy who owns the sports shop?
Yeah, he was a murderer?
Apparently some kind of serial killer.
Weird. But he's in jail now, right?
They said they took him in.
Wonder if he needs a lawyer. Still, that was weird.
That was fucking weird.
Probably some weirdo playing a prank. Right?
Yeah, just a weirdo. And a
Yeah.
prank.
Yeah, it's weird. We're thinking too much about this.
We have a movie to see.
We have a movie to see.
Popcorn to eat.
Popcorn. Candy.
Candy.
Ah, I want a lemonade.
You want a Jack and lemonade?
Ew.
More of a vodka girl, I think.
You both make your way up. You know, the Cinemaplex is located on the second floor of the mall. The facade is adorned with neon lights that glow warmly against the darkening mall. Movie posters hang in frames outside, and you see the rotating list of movie screenings for the night, though it seems the movie that you're seeing, The Craft, is the last showing of the night, which would explain how empty the movie theater is as you walk through the doors, though you do look off to the side and you see a single person standing in front of a arcade machine, seemingly very intent as they are playing it. And then there's also, you look towards the concession stand and you see a singular employee at the counter.
Priscilla ignores the person at the arcade machine and marches right up to the concession stand. She has in her mind exactly what she wants.
Okay. You go up to the counter and you recognize this employee. She's a year ahead of you in school. So she's just graduated. She's like quiet thing who mostly kept to herself. Her name is like on the tip of your tongue. Something with an M, maybe?
Mila, Melissa, Marishkata,
She looks a little bit like a deer in the headlights as you mosey on in. Welcome to the Cinemaplex.
Hey, you.
Do you want to look at her name tag?
I very quickly glanced down at her name tag.
There's a name that's crossed out with like thick Sharpie, so you can't even make out what like the actual name is. But you do see Mo written on top.
Mo.
Yeah, that's me.
I know you.
Oh. Should I know you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
How can I help you?
All right. And Priscilla gets very serious. On 1 extra large bucket of popcorn with extra butter, I want 3 packets of grapevines or red vines, and I want 4 packets of M&Ms, peanuts, not caramel.
Okay.
I want a large slushy cherry. I want a large lemonade, and then I want Raisinets, 2 boxes.
Junior mints.
Okay.
Don't forget the junior mints. She's like, Eleanor is your shadow, and she's just like kind of whispering in your ear.
And then junior mints.
You see her like frantically like trying to like type in like all of these things into the computer. Okay, junior mints. Okay, I'll be right back.
You got that, Mo?
And, yeah, yeah. And you see she's a little frazzled as she kind of makes her way towards one side of the concession stand, sort of disappearing around a corner where you know like the kitchen probably is. She seems to be the only one working here, and you anticipate that the person down over at the arcade machine, who you look back at, and you think you might recognize her from school as well. But Mo comes back a long while later, probably about 5 minutes later, with a tray full of stuff, and she sets it down, and none of it is right. I think this is everything.
Mo.
Oh no, it's wrong, right? Oh no. It's the cherry. Oh, you wanted a cherry slushy, right? Oh god, and I got you a Coke instead of lemonade. And then the M&Ms. You said peanut M&Ms. Peanut.
Mo, are there the junior mints on there?
Oh god, I forgot the junior mints. And she's
What's
like,
your major malfunction, Mo?
left me alone. This is my
Oh.
first time. They left me to close. They didn't tell me how to do anything.
Oh, Mo, that's okay. You're doing great.
She's starting to hyperventilate.
I think Eleanor takes the soda and like takes a big drink off the top and then unzips her backpack and starts unscrewing the bottle and like pours some in there and hands the soda back. I think you might need this more than us, Mo.
She doesn't even question it. She just, what was in that?
Like magic juice makes your anxiety go away. If you keep drinking it, you'll get better at your job.
Okay, and she'll take another long swig, and as she does, she walks off, straw in her mouth, disappearing back into the back of the concession stand once more. And when she comes out this time, sans the large cup of Coke and Jack and Coke, she sets a tray on the counter. I think I got it right this time.
I think that she'll kind of give it once over, and as long as it's right.
I didn't forget the junior mints.
Good job, Mo. You did so good. And she's super loud about it. There's nothing all that quiet about Priscilla.
You look much calmer.
I feel much calmer.
Good. The magic juice is working.
What movie are you guys here to see? I can get your tickets here.
The Craft.
Oh, that's a good one. She kind of. Okay. All of that'll be the lemonade and the slushy and the candies, the red vines, the junior mints, and then the movie tickets. That'll be $41.93.
Think that without hesitation, she just hands the credit card over.
Mo's eyes are ooh. Say, oh, fancy. I've never seen one of these before. And she'll run the card. And you guys, do you want a receipt?
No, that's fine.
While she's doing that, Eleanor is digging through her bag and she pulls out a disposable camera. And when Mo looks back up and asks for the receipt, she like snaps a picture of her while saying, "Say cheese!" And it's like full flash on.
This is just that. Surprised. And she blinks a little bit because the flash is in her eyes. Oh. Was it good? Was it a good one?
I think it looked great.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
You're
Yeah.
natural.
Thanks. I always, I kind of always wanted to get into modeling.
I'll send you the negatives.
Cool. I think my mom says I have a face for radio, though. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Theater 5. And she hands you the tickets.
I think that Priscilla grabs the tray and then kind of gives a nod over to Eleanor to grab the ticket.
Yeah, she grabs the tickets and she's just grinning, holding her camera.
Enjoy your movie.
Thanks, Mo!
Why didn't I think of that earlier when, Katie's ass was covered in soda?
No. That's okay. You can take a picture of her when I'm done kicking her ass at the end of the summer.
Yeah, I have about 11 frames left. I'll make sure to save one on there for you.
Yeah, good.
You guys make your way to the movie theater?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk into the theater and the pre-movie adverts are running. It's empty. And given the lack of people milling about outside, you suspect that you guys will be the only ones here for this movie. So you have the theater to yourselves.
Amazing.
It's a nice feeling.
Do we want to sit all the way in the back?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Dead center.
Dead center. Plenty of space to put our feet up.
Exactly.
I like that. That's a good idea.
You settle in. There's still a couple of minutes before the movie will begin. If you'd like to go to the bathroom or anything beforehand, now would be a nice time.
It seems
Unless
like
you like to risk it.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I think. Well, no, yeah. Priscilla's good. She's gonna chill and settle in. She's munching popcorn.
Eleanor is definitely that girl who pisses right before the movie.
Okay.
So,
and this was not me leading you. This was just me. This is my routine when I go to a movie.
No, this is 100% my routine as well. I think she looks to Priscilla and gives her like the knowing, I'm off. Wish me luck.
Good luck on your journey. Return safely.
Of course. I'll take the camera with me.
Yeah.
She leaves her bag there. And she's gonna head out. She's got the camera kind of like hanging out of her back pocket.
You walk out and the bathrooms are sort of right near the concession stand. And you see Mo she's struggling with the cash register at the moment, and you just hear her going, "Oh no, oh, why does it keep beeping? Oh no." The girl is still on the arcade machine, though she keeps sort of checking her watch every so often, and you go into the bathroom. And as you are sitting on the toilet, you hear the door open. And you hear footsteps. And what stall did you go in? I would say there's probably 10 stalls.
She's a last stall kind of girl.
Okay. You hear a bang as whoever this is knocks against the first stall door, and it slams against the wall. And then they walk forward. Bang. Next one. Bang. Until it gets to the one right before yours, and you hear the bang. What's Eleanor thinking at this moment?
I think she's kind of panicking a little bit, but is going to assume that maybe it's someone trying to clean the bathroom, and she's very quickly gonna say, hey, somebody's in here. You
hear the person walk, and you can see their feet just under your stall in front of it. And you see a pair of boots, black boots. And when you say, hey, somebody's in here, it's like they're pausing. It's like they were just about to knock on the stall like they had done the previous 9. And then you hear and watch as their boots turn and face the exit of the bathroom. And there's this sort of slow thud with each footstep as they walk out.
She's gonna kind of like scramble to finish up and get the hell out of there.
Okay. You walk out. Mo is, there's like a, like the receipt thing. There's just rolls and rolls of receipt is just coming out of the machine.
Poor girl.
She's trying so hard. She's like, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oh God, stop it, stop it.
Eleanor stops and snaps a picture, but she doesn't have the flash on this time. She turns the flash off.
And then you look over and the other girl's still at the arcade machine.
Do I notice her, or do I know who she is?
Yeah, you would know her. Her name is Mary. She would be in your class, your graduating class. She is she's kind of quiet like you, kind of keeps to herself. What you kind of know about her is she clearly loves video games. She's here by herself at like 9 o'clock at night at the mall in the movie theater, just playing an arcade game. Friendly for the most part.
Does she notice me standing there?
No, she seems very into the game that she's playing.
Okay. I'm gonna head back and meet back up with Priscilla.
Head back in. Priscilla is right where you left her, unless she decided to move.
No, she's sitting and she's playing her Tamagotchi.
How many times have you killed it? Is what she says when she drops into the seat next to you.
Only once.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm a devoted mother.
The weirdest thing just happened to me in the bathroom.
What happened? Did you see Katie?
No, I was in there. I was in the last stall, usual.
Mm-hmm.
And someone came in there and was just opening all the stalls. But like really aggressively.
Not like they were just like checking to see how the state of the stall was, maybe?
I don't know. Something about it just seemed weird. They didn't say anything. You know, normally when they come in there, when you're in there pissing and they have to clean, they announce themselves like, hey, is anybody in here coming in to clean? But
yeah,
there wasn't any of that. I didn't see him or anything. I just saw black boots. But I told him that I was in there, obviously, like, hey, fucking open my door, weirdo.
What the fuck?
They didn't say anything. They just like walked away.
That's really weird. That's really weird.
It's weird. I don't know.
Kind of spooky.
Kind of spooky. Why, like, all these like weird peripherals tonight?
I don't know.
I hope this movie doesn't suck and just totally kill the vibe.
I think the movie's gonna be good. I'm hopeful.
And just as you say that, the theater darkens. And you settle in as the movie begins. And it's kind of nice. You're kind of, despite the weirdness of the night, as you sort of relax back into your seat, sitting in the cool air of the theater in the dark, the first Friday of summer vacation with 2 months ahead of you, it kind of melts away all of the weirdness of the night, the weird encounter with the janitor, the weird encounter in the bathroom, Colin's bad attitude, the encounter with Katie. It kind of all fades to the back as you enjoy the movie. And it's about halfway through the movie that you feel that weird nagging feeling prick up at the back of your neck once more. Like when you had looked up in the lobby of the mall and seen that figure staring down at you like you're being watched. And you're so focused on the screen that when it lights up at a certain point, when the scene lights up, you notice a person standing at the bottom of the theater, right near the exit. Just standing there. You're unsure of whether they're facing you or not until another flash of the screen lights them up. And shrouded in black, you can clearly see they're facing you, watching you.
Did you just see that?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What is happening?
I don't know. But I think we should slip out.
Are they still standing there watching us?
They're standing there, and when you go down the steps of a theater, normally there's that wall and then you round it to the corridor that leads to the main hall of the theater. They're standing right near that.
Ah, fuck.
Eleanor is going to reach her hand into her bag and pull out Swiss Army knife that her dad gave her like years ago. And she's just kind of like white knuckle gripping it in her hand.
You see this person. They tilt their head. And then there's just this weird pause. The pause of not knowing what they're going to do in that moment. And there's sort of panic bubbling up in your chest. Feeling of unease settling into your stomach. And your whole body tenses as you watch as they slowly turn and make their way out of the theater. And though they've left, you can't help but feel a very real discomfort in their wake.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
When is Colin supposed to be here to pick us up?
I'd imagine probably like she told him pick them up at 11.
Yeah, movie is like an hour and 45. Started at 9. So yeah, about 11:15. He should be there.
11 o'clock.
I suddenly don't feel like I want to watch this movie anymore.
Or should I page him?
Yeah, I think we should go somewhere where there's light.
Yeah. And people?
People. That might be a little harder.
Yeah. All right. And for the second time in a night, poor Priscilla is put off by her mountain of snacks. So sad. And she's gonna page Colin to come pick them up now. She's gonna say shit's weird.
You page him and do you wait for a response?
No, I think she's getting up and like watching her pager.
Okay. As you get up and gather all of your things, you guys make your way out of the theater?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Eleanor slips one of those boxes of Junior Mints into her bag before she stands up.
Yeah.
Walking out of the theater, you note how quiet it is. You kind of half expected like Mo to sort of be milling about waiting for the movie to end, so she could take like a broom and a pan and go clean up the place, probably go home. And you don't hear the arcade machine either as you approach the concession stand area, which had been sort of going off as the girl Mary had been playing the machine. And something just feels off. And there's a scent lingering in the air as you grow closer and closer to the concession stand. It's heavy and metallic. What do you want to do?
Did you start your period?
No, did you?
No.
Oh, it smells like period blood.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. It's turned into a fucking ghost world. What's happening? There's nobody here.
I'm not sure.
Where the fuck is Mo?
I think Priscilla will call out, Mo, are you there?
You wait a moment. And there's no reply.
Eleanor is gonna open up the little blade from the Swiss Army knife, and she's
That's so fucking dull.
yeah,
But it looks cool.
yeah.
For sure.
All-purpose utility tool, okay?
Yeah.
And she's got like her backpack on her, and she's like hunched like this, and she's just like slowly creeping towards the concession stand, towards that smell, and she's also going, Mo, this isn't funny.
I think Priscilla's like right behind you.
You creep closer and closer, and the smell is like almost overwhelming at this point. And as you round the corner to the front of the concession stand, you see the source of the odor. Lying half on the counter, which is now covered in more blood than either of you have ever seen before, is Mo. The gaping, crude wound on her neck continues to pour blood, even as her eyes stare blankly ahead, unmoving. Behind her, on the mirrored backing of the concession stand, a message in blood. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No.